Hello and welcome to the conversation with Mercy Upaa. Today we're diving into politics, leadership, and the future of representation. My guest is a man deeply rooted in governance and public service. He was a special advisor to the Benue State Governor on special duties and intergovernmental affairs, and now he's stepping forward with a bold ambition to represent his people, the good people of Zone A, at the national level as a senator. Please join me in welcoming Fidelis Unongo. Thank you so much for finding time within your busy schedule to join the conversation with Mercy Upaa. Let's begin with your journey. Who is Fidelis Unongo beyond being the son of the one Taripol Unongo?
Okay, Fidelis Unongo. It's a very easygoing guy, down to earth, sometimes can be brutally honest, and some people mistake that and think that, say, oh, maybe he's rude, he's arrogant. No, I'm not arrogant, actually very humble. I believe that you should do unto others how you want to be treated. And above all, I also believe that in this life, you must make an impact and an imprint, because we live but very short on earth. And so when you transcend, what would you be remembered for? For me, that is what drives me as an individual. I love sports, I watch soccer, it's football. I like to meet new people, I like to hang out with friends, I like to learn new things. I love challenges. For me, in my dictionary, there's nothing I cannot do. There's everything else you can do. You're not just thinking about it correctly. And I also believe that everyone is destined for something, and what is yours will never elude you.
Okay.
But, yeah, so.
Walk us through your educational background as well.
I studied international relations as undergrad, and I have a master's in peace and conflict resolution. I've done a bunch of courses. Some of them I will forget: project management, strategic thinking, strategic communication, and so many of them.
Okay.
And then also I have gotten some awards: Nelson Mandela Fellowship Award for Leadership. Last year I got the 100 most influential government officials in Nigeria, progressives in Abuja, and some other awards that sometimes I actually forget sometimes. And then also I belong to a few professional bodies, I'm a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Administrators, and some other organizations, professional bodies that I belong to. And I'm a life member on NAS, National Association of Nigerian Students, and all of that. Yeah.
All right. You have made your intention known publicly that you wish to serve the good people of Zone A as a senator.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired that decision?
It's a good question. Yeah. So, what inspired my zeal or my drive to serve the good people of Zone A? It's very simple. Representation should always be about the people. And for far too long, representation in Benue has not necessarily been about the people. Just in my people's only, we are plagued with insecurity. Our representatives should channel their efforts towards turning out policies or laws that affect the day-to-day individuals within Zone A. For example, we have been deviled by insecurity. I'll take two local governments with my own local government of Kwande for the last 20 plus years. But now Senator Akume's time, up until today, we're still going through those challenges, but down to Suswam's time, down to Otom's time. And then for every time we have legislators that are there, well then do not drive policies that affect these people directly. Security is not just about kinetic. Security is also about creating jobs for people. So if, for example, our legislature, which is one of the first things I'll try to pursue when I get into the Senate court meeting next year, is to set up the Kwande Cameroon or the Nigerian Cameroon industrial park area around the and one and back your exit all the way to Kyogen axis. Take a look at that place. There's a river bordering Nigeria and Cameroon. And every market day, you have the Cameroonians coming into Nigeria to buy Nigerian stuff and then taking. They have Nigerians doing the same thing vis-a-vis. We have lots of agriculture that takes place in that place. So if we're able to set up that industrial park around that area where we're trading in agricultural commodities and also trading our minerals, which we have in very large tons in that place, automatically that now becomes the federal government's attention and goes with this federal government needs to protect the investment of investors that are coming in there, both in terms of minerals and in terms of foodstuff. And then the Central African Republic cumulatively have a GDP of over 600 and something billion dollars. It's not an economy that Nigeria can afford to lose or afford to lose away. So once you get into Cameroon, it now gives you the gateway to the other Central African countries. So if our representatives were able to, one, push forward a bill and then chart forward that course, automatically the insecurity around the Kwande and the Central axis will immediately go down. That's the industrial park. Then at the same time, if we also have now an agricultural hub between Katsina, Kwande, and Bukum, we will have tons of food that comes out from them. I want to have that as where anybody that wants to come and buy products, just go into that market and you buy those products. Federal government gets taxed from that, and then what that does is also you then get the little peasant farmers onto the system. What do I mean by onto the system? And they then become taxable, where you give them tax identification numbers and give them all that, they open an account, they're able to now keep track record even when government initiatives in terms of agriculture come, you can now trace these farmers and then that will now affect them directly. Our representatives have been able to do that. They've been able to do that. So these and similar other reasons. And then women empowerment, for example. Women account for at least 70 to 80% of the farms that we have in Benin. Our representatives have been unable to chart and forward a policy or a law that benefits women directly in terms of agriculture and all of that.
And Fidelis, I'll be very honest with you. Mm-hmm. Most citizens have lost faith in leadership in this country. Mm-hmm. And that's practically because over time politicians come, they make beautiful promises, mm-hmm. and they sound like they have the answers to their mm-hmm. problems, just like how you're painting this visionary picture for mm-hmm. what you want to do for Zone A. Mm-hmm. But I'll ask you this directly. The same way those politicians have come and made promises and broken that promises, what makes you different? Why won't you make promises now and then break it later?
Okay, so what makes me different is simple. I've worked as a special advisor to the governor of Benue State for 3 years and counting until I resigned on the 30th of March last year. These things I'm talking about are things I have done already as special advisor. In my small cubicle in Government House, I was able to go into partnership with the MasterCard Foundation. We trained over 3,500 women, both farmers and petty traders. Some of them, we gave them grants to go and start off their business. So when I talk about women, I'm talking about something I have done. Something I have done is verifiable. It's verifiable data with MasterCard with Benue State government. Youth employment, talked about employment, something I have also done. The SME clinic that happened in Benue, the first of its kind in Benue, since they created Benue, where I brought the VP, the Vice President of Nigeria, to Benue State. This first one took place at IBB Square. I'm sure if you're in Benue, you know this happened, where the VP, through his office, gave grants from 500,000 all the way to 10 million naira to Benue entrepreneurs right here in Makurdi. And most of them had literally challenges like CAC, NSTF, and all those certifications right on the ground. They were given all those certifications for free. They have become better, they have increased their productivity. And then from that same thing, in Benue's son was able to emerge one of the best SMEs in Nigeria. He makes briquettes. Briquettes got from wood, rice husk, and went to Abuja and won a brand new car and some support from the federal government. Also, this same office of mine were able to also set up the fashion hub the Benin Fashion Hub, which is the largest in Nigeria. The largest, with the capacity, if put into full utilization, direct and indirect jobs, 45,000. As I talk to you now, the Benin Fashion Hub has over close to 800 machines with computers up where you design, and these machines are first-class machines. This was done in my office, courtesy of me. And as I still talk to you, it's my same office. We're able to also work and liaise with the Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria in Abuja, who have taken them to all the government general hospitals in Benue and other government facilities to do an energy audit, so they can deploy this energy and get these general hospitals off the national grid. Why? Because sometime last year, my same office traveled to the US and met with our partners, Project Cure, who sent an assessor to Nigeria to come and assess the general hospitals in Benue. See, what we need is the manpower, is the training, is the equipment. We did all this audit, and as I talk to you, within the next 4 months, those equipments will be coming into Benue State. Will be first world-class equipment will be mounted in all these general hospitals. They need power. That's where the off-grid system comes in. Okay. And then they're not just coming, they're also coming with technical know-how to train our young girls and boys on how to fix those equipments, and then also how to use them.
Okay.
So these are things I have done. This
so you talk about track record.
Yeah, the track record is there.
But
let me just hold on, please. So you see, someone will say, how are you going to do this? It's about lobbying. Politics in the National Assembly is about lobbying and your bandwidth. For the fact that I've been able to move this thing to Benue without a budget, my office is not entitled to a budget. I have not taken 1 naira from the Benue State government to do this. It is lobbying, and what I have brought to Benue cumulatively. Let me tell you, for example, the medical equipment that are coming, the value of this equipment is $4.5 million US. Verifiable. The off-grid system, the value of what I also brought to Benue in terms of the off-grid system is $5.something million US without 1 naira from Benue State government. Therefore, it is doable.
Okay.
It's the heart. Your heart. And I said something when I started, I said, when I die, how would I be remembered? That drives me. Number 2, I have a baggage on my shoulder. The name Unongo. I cannot be seen to do other than what Benue and Nigeria believe that the man Paul Unongo did when he was alive. It will be alien. So they will say, Paul Unongo's son, why is he doing like this? So you see, that is the baggage I have on my shoulder. So because of that, I don't have a choice than to perform.
But the level that you seek to operate in, and I say that in due respect to your office, that you have performed wonderfully well based on what you have said and what is verifiable out there, as the advisor to the Benue State Governor, Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, you are entering a different ballgame entirely. You're moving to represent a local government with over zone A, with over 7 local governments as a senator. This is completely different from just working within the Benue State government as an advisor. Are you prepared, fully prepared for what is to come during campaigns, elections, and afterwards?
I was born into this thing. When it comes to elections and politics, I was born into it. I'm carved out of the blood of politics. So the campaigns I'm going around is not new to me. I ran for elections in 2019. Yes, small elections, which was the Citizens Assembly. I was a candidate of APC then. It's a very small place, but which was still one of the largest constituencies when it comes to state assembly. I traversed around. And then, my God, I also ran a campaign during when Ubani Osho-Chenji came 2011. I was back throughout that campaign. And then in the last elections, 2023, Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth Mamalia, we started this thing in 2022 when I left the SGF, Senator Akme, and said I was pitching my tent with Father Alia. He had not even joined the APC. And I said Alia was going to be the next governor of Benue State. We didn't have money, but we had a belief, a vision
and
for progress. We had a good name, a belief, a vision to reawaken Benue and project Benue for progress. That is a vision Alia sold to me as an individual. I latched onto that vision. We traversed everywhere Father Alia went to. I was there with him throughout the campaign. That's Benue. So I'm young. I have the stamina to run this campaign effectively. And also, like I said to you, lobbying at the national level is what I'm already doing.
Okay.
I was born into it.
It's good to know that you won't give in to pressure when the songs that may not be so pleasant to your ears start drumming. Speaking of pressure, leadership is pressure. Lots of it. Criticism, high expectations, and sometimes isolations. So when the pressure comes, and I tell you the will come, what do you anchor on?
Well, so you see, criticisms are part of life. If you want to go into politics and you don't want to be criticized, go and sell ice cream. It's only when you sell ice cream that sometimes you don't even get criticized. But even when you sell ice cream, sometimes, oh, this ice cream is too sweet. Life itself is about criticism. What you do in that is take it, sieve it, what is good, you pick it and implement it. What is not good, you leave it where it is in the trash.
Okay.
And then the most important thing is your constituents as a whole. What do they say about you? What is your rating? If you're 70%, you're home and dry. The 30 can afford to rant. It's okay. That's what life is about. That's what life is about. So even now in government, those pressures come. Listen to them, sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't respond. And one thing you learn when you get into government and as you get to mature more in government is it's not everything you talk about. You can't go around chasing every fly or every dog that barks on the street. You don't do that. You keep quiet. Sometimes you just keep quiet and then let it flow. And one thing I also realize in governance is silence sometimes and time takes care of everything. Yes.
Okay.
Talking from experience. Silence, time takes care of almost everything. Nothing in this life, the world is not ending today, it's not going to end tomorrow. So you mustn't respond to everything.
All right. Why should the people of Zone A vote for you?
The people of Zone A, why should they vote for me? The people of Zone A should vote for me because I bring fresh air to them. I am the new thing we call the earlier generation. A few days ago, I explained what the earlier generation was to them in case they did not know. The earlier generation is not just a mantra. The earlier generation is a philosophy anchored on progress, reawakening, birthed on youth to drive progress to our people. So, if my people Zone A want to feel change that is collaborative with the state government of Father Hyacinth Mamalia, people of Zone A will have to vote for me and vote for me because I will be in partnership with Governor Alia to drive that change that is needed years ago. Change is difficult. I'm not promising them heaven or cakes or ice creams. I promise to be honest with them, brutally honest with them. And I want them to be brutally honest with me. When we meet, we push. Where we don't meet, we listen to logic. And logic takes charge and then we drive that process home. So voting for me is voting for progress that will work with Governor Alia to deliver for the people. And then of course, if you want to go into politics now, Zone A has 7 local governments. Twande, as a local government from 1960 till today, we have never produced a senator. We are not a conquered people, highly intelligent. The most intelligent people in Benin are Kwande people. So justice has to be served to us as a people. The insecurity, it affects me directly. See my mother, see my cousins carry things on their head and run up and down. It becomes my duty to champion that with His Excellency, to make sure we deliver on that. That is why I'm seeking for your support to get to the National Assembly. And my future is longer. I'm a youth. My future is longer. For the next 40 years, I will be with them. These other guys are at the tail end. The twilight, their sun is setting. So they have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. And most of them have been in the circles of power from 1999 till today. The same things they're talking about, the same things they talked about in 1999 when they were asking for power. Power has been given to them. What have they done for 26 years? 26 years in Zone A, all of them within my party that want to go to the National Assembly. Some have been governors. Some have been House of Rep members. From House of Reps moved to the Senate. For 26 years, what did you do? Because the same thing you talked about in 99 or in 2003 or in 2007 is the same thing you're talking about today. If you had done something, we'll be talking about something else. Maybe today we'll be talking about putting a burning sun in the moon. We'll be talking about releasing the federal government to do federal roads in Zone A. Or talking about insecurity. We'll not be talking about that.
Okay.
So we cannot continue to do the same thing over and over and over and over and then expect change. That's madness.
All right, and this is where we wrap up this conversation. But as your parting words, I'll give you just a moment to look directly into the camera and talk to your people, the good people of Zone A, not as an aspirant or a politician, but as a man who seeks that they trust him.
My dear people of Zone A, I am your son, Fidelis Unongo. I'm one of you. I feel your pains. You feel my pains. Because your pain is my pain. What I am today is a direct beneficiary and representation of what you have made me. What I will be tomorrow will still be because of you. So I am because you are. You are because I am. Therefore, go out there and support me, Fidelis Unongo, because I am that change we yearn for. I give you my word, I won't let you down. God bless you.
Thank you very much for finding time to stay with us on the conversation with Mercy Upaa. And to our viewers, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. My name is Mercy Upaa, and this is a conversation where we have it both real and quite truthful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. Appreciate it.